What's up, guys? Steve here with your second stimulus check and stimulus package update. Now, as many of you guys know, the second stimulus checks, they're already on their way, and many of you have already received them. That's right, the $600 per person stimulus checks have already arrived for millions of Americans across the nation. Now, if you still have not received yours, that's okay. They're coming out in waves. You'll probably receive it over the course of the next week or so, but they're on their way, along with paper checks have already hit the mailboxes, and they're on their way as well. So you'll likely be getting that very soon, but the fight is on to amend those $600 stimulus checks and turn them into $2,000 stimulus checks. And if that comes through, that means you'll be getting an additional $1,400 coming your way to turn those $600 checks into $2,000 checks. So today I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to what's unfolding in the fight to amend these checks in the Senate and with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and other members of Congress. Now, we're going to dive into that, and also today, just moments ago, we saw President Donald Trump address the nation with his year-end speech. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys that actual video footage that just came out. So I'm going to dive right in. We're going to get you caught up on the latest as today, December the 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. We've made it through 2020. Let's look forward to a better year in 2021. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Be sure to smash the like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Like button, dropping comments, and sharing these videos out to anybody who you think might need to see them. It helps out the channel. Thank you so much. And also, if you're not already a part of the viewing community and you would like to stay up to date on everything rolling out right now, be sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that way as soon as I upload videos, you can be notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. But now let's go ahead and dive into the latest with the fight for the $2,000 stimulus checks. All right, guys, so we're going to dive in here to an article that just came out today. But before we do, I just wanted to mention that I do believe that negotiations are going on behind the scenes. And like I mentioned in my other video discussing the stimulus checks, it's very likely that the $2,000 stimulus checks, what's happening right now is they're being used as a negotiating piece amongst the different parties. And we might see other things tied in as well, not just Section 230 and the election issues, but also we could see liability protections come up. We could see state and local government funding, along with other items that are top priorities of these arguing parties. And actually yesterday in the Senate, we saw the senator from Texas bring this up. He said, would the Democrats be interested in tying liability protections to the $2,000 checks? And I just kind of chuckled to myself and thought, I'm not surprised, because right now they're dealing, and you know how deals work. If you do business, if you do real estate, even if you play Monopoly, if you want something, you got to give something in exchange. So it sounds like there's negotiations that might be unfolding here. We'll see what happens, but I think it's very unlikely that the Republicans are going to allow $2,000 stimulus check amendments to pass without other items getting attached as well. So we'll see what unfolds here. I do believe dealings have gone on with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and President Donald Trump, as now we saw right after President Donald Trump signed into law the stimulus package that he called a disgrace. Right after that, we are now seeing Republicans in the Senate support the items that Trump said he wanted backing on. So, coincidence? I don't know. I think not. But let's go ahead and dive into this article. Link in the description below if you'd like to read it for yourself. This came out just today, and it says, "Socialism for the rich. McConnell attacks $2,000 stimulus checks, all but ensuring bill won't pass." Okay, so before we start reading, I think it's very important to understand that there are currently two bills on the table that call for an amendment to the stimulus checks. Now, the first one came out right away from Democrats, and this is a standalone bill to amend the $2,000 stimulus checks. It already passed in the House, and now it's in the Senate. And if you hear about a bill that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is blocking, it is this standalone bill. There is also a second bill that came out from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and this bill is to amend the checks, but also ties in challenging Section 230 and also looking further into what took place in the elections. So these are the two bills on the table. And as I mentioned, it's very unlikely that Republicans are going to let $2,000 stimulus checks pass by themselves unless there's some other things tied that include their interests. And I also believe it's very unlikely that Democrats are going to allow Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's bill with the other provisions pass unless maybe they tie in a couple of their own items. We'll see which route they go, but I think it's very important to clarify there are currently two bills on the table. Now, let's go ahead and dive in and start reading. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell again blocked quick passage of increasing stimulus checks to $2,000, calling the proposal, which was a key demand for President Donald Trump, socialism for rich people. Thursday marks the third time that McConnell blocked Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer from quickly approving a House-passed bill that would increase one-time payments from $600 to $2,000 in the pandemic relief package the president signed into law Sunday. The blockade all but ensures Congress will be unable to pass legislation increasing the size of the one-time payments, at least until the new Congress convenes next week. The Kentucky Republican, or Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, repeatedly bashed Democrats for following Trump's demands for increasing the checks to $2,000, but ignoring the president's two other mandates, repealing the key legal protections for big tech firms and examining the president's baseless claims of voter fraud in the 2020 elections. Now, I just want to let you guys know I try to keep it bipartisan and just give you guys the facts. As you can tell from this text, it's a little bit partisan against the president. If you take out the baseless and claims, adjectives, but pretty much that's the story, is that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is saying that Democrats have only focused on the $2,000 stimulus checks, and they forgot that the president said there were some other items he wanted addressed. So he is addressing them in this new bill. Socialism for rich people is a terrible way to help the American families that are actually struggling, McConnell said on the Senate floor Thursday. Let me say that again. Borrowing from our grandkids to do socialism for rich people is a terrible way to get help to families who actually need it. McConnell has instead pushed forward a bill that combines increasing stimulus checks with repealing Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act and establishing a commission to study voter fraud, two contentious issues that make the legislation unpassable to Democrats. And it says the Kentucky Republican declared Wednesday that the House-passed standalone bill to increase the size of checks had no realistic path to quickly pass the Senate, and said that the chamber would not examine these issues separately. So in other words, we're hearing Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell say the Senate will not even bring to the floor to vote on this standalone bill. And yesterday in the Senate, we saw Bernie Sanders and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer say, why not just bring it to the floor so we can vote on it? And he's saying he's not going to do it. The Senate is not going to split apart these three issues that the president linked together just because Democrats are afraid to address two of them. McConnell said on the Senate floor Wednesday, the Senate is not going to be bullied into rushing out more borrowed money into the hands of Democrats' rich friends who don't need the help. McConnell's strategic push to combine the issues means increasing stimulus checks is highly unlikely to pass Congress, allowing Republicans to get out of a tough vote that would have either put them at odds with direct demands from Trump or relent on long-held objections to adding to the national debt. Senate Republicans had for months urged limiting the size of the aid payments, citing concerns about debt. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But as I mentioned, I personally believe that the real reason why they're doing this is because behind the scenes, I think that some sort of support for the Georgia runoff elections from Trump in exchange for support for items that Trump has issues with is going on behind the scenes. And that's the real reason why they don't want to pass this standalone bill. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Let's continue reading. The article says, Schumer bashed McConnell again Thursday, explaining this maneuver to combine all three issues is intended to kill the possibility of $2,000 checks ever becoming law. The New York Democrat offered for the chamber to take up all three issues separately, an offer that was ignored by McConnell. We have a chance at the end of this painful year to give Americans a reason to have some hope in 2021, Schumer said. The only thing standing in the way is the Republican Senate majority. So once again, you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as more information rolls out about the $2,000 stimulus check amendment, I'll be sure to let you guys know, as it looks like it is nowhere near dead and negotiations are unfolding at this very moment. Now, once again, the good news is stimulus checks, the $600 has already gone out, and so this is not going to be slowing down the money that has already passed into law from getting into your bank accounts. But now let's take a look at this video footage that just came out from President Donald Trump addressing the nation, and also we've received word that Senator Josh Hawley, you'll recall he was one of the ones that was pushing for larger stimulus checks, he said that he is going to be challenging the Electoral College votes. That's right. So he's going to be supporting President Donald Trump in looking further into the election. So we have not yet heard the last of this. I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date as more information rolls out. But now let's go ahead and take a look at this address that just came out from President Donald Trump on Twitter.
In the face of great challenges this year, Americans showed incredible grit, strength, tenacity, and resolve. And together we achieved truly historic victories like nobody ever thought possible. To defeat the China virus, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II. We transformed our factories to build tens of thousands of ventilators and millions of masks virtually overnight. Nobody thought it could be done. We ignored the experts who demanded open borders, and we shut down travel from China and Europe to protect our citizens, and we built the wall. We pioneered groundbreaking new therapies and treatments, and we saved millions of American lives. Over and over again, we were told it would be impossible to deliver a vaccine by the end of the year. All of the experts said, absolutely unthinkable. Trump is exaggerating. It can't happen. And we did it long before the end of the year. They said it would take a medical miracle, and that's exactly what it is. Years from now, they'll be talking about it. They'll be talking about this great thing that we did with the vaccines. A truly unprecedented, amazing medical miracle. Normally, developing a vaccine takes up to 10 years. Thanks to Operation Warp Speed, we developed a vaccine in just 9 months. We've already begun a nationwide vaccination program, and we're sending the vaccine all over the world. The world will benefit, and everybody's calling to thank me. Our most vulnerable citizens are already receiving the vaccine, and millions of doses are quickly being shipped all across our country. By early next year, the vaccine will be available to every American, and shortly thereafter, it will be delivered worldwide. We will end the pandemic once and for all. This is one of the most extraordinary scientific, industrial, and medical feats in history. Everybody has it as that. That's what they're marketed down as. And we can never let people forget where it came from and how it came. We're very proud to be honored. And all of the people that worked so hard on it, we have to be remembered for what's been done. I want to thank all of the workers, scientists, doctors, and members of the military who helped make Operation Warp Speed possible. Before the pandemic, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. Now we are doing it again. We've actually built, if you think about it, 2 great economies, before and after. We passed $3 trillion in relief, the largest financial aid package in history. Through the Paycheck Protection Program, we saved or supported more than 51 million American jobs, and we're doing numbers now like nobody's ever seen before, including having the highest stock market in the history of the world. I froze student loan payments, stopped evictions, suspended payroll taxes. We have slashed the unemployment rate from 14.7% all the way down to 6.7%, and a lot of people thought that the 14.7 could be 32 or 40 or 45%. And now we're down to 6.7 and heading a lot lower. We made it dramatically better than experts predicted just a few months ago. Our economy is growing at the most rapid rate ever recorded, 33.4% last quarter, and much faster than the nations of Europe. Nobody can compete with us in terms of going down less and going up by far the fastest and the best. Whenever America is challenged, we always rise to the occasion. We are bringing critical medical manufacturing back home to America. We have secured our borders and paused immigration to protect American workers. We lowered drug prices for the first time in 51 years. And after years of endless foreign wars, we are signing historic peace deals in the Middle East. It's all ending in the Middle East. We have to hope it keeps going. It's so easy if you know what you're doing. In this season of joy, Americans have so much to be grateful for. We're all blessed to live in the greatest country ever to exist on the face of the earth, and we have made it greater than ever before. As long as we remain loyal to our nation, devoted to our citizens, and faithful to Almighty God, we know that the best is yet to come. God bless you, and God bless America.
Well, there you guys have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as more information rolls out, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date. And once again, you guys, Happy New Year's Eve. God bless you and your family. I look forward to a better year in 2021. And if you guys have made it this far, if you could do me a quick favor, if you haven't already, be sure to smash the like button. It helps out the channel. Thank you so much. And also, if you're not already a part of the viewing community and you would like to stay up to date on everything rolling out, why don't you just go ahead and smash the subscribe button? Why not? And turn on that notification bell so that way, as soon as I upload upload videos, you can be notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. Take care. God bless. Have a great New Year's Eve. This is Steve.